बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज जो पाकिस्तान तहरीक इंसाफ गुलारी का इलेक्शन का इंतखाब हो गए, इसमें हमारे जवानों ने वोट डाल दिए। ये इंतखाबात जो थे ये मिलके अदब इसके जो खिदमात थे बड़े सग़ीर पाक व हिंद में, इसके हवाले से कि इसकी खिदमात को लोगों ने सराहा। इसके हक़ में हमारे लोगों ने 723 वोट जो है ना ये येस के डाल दिए कि इसकी खिदमात है, और नो में उसके 5 वोट जो है ना वो आ गए।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ayesha wazir and I am chairperson of a Pakistani political party by the name of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Gulali. It is a registered political party with the Election Commission of Pakistan. And we have members across Pakistan in all provinces and representation of all the provinces and federating units of Pakistan. The matter I wanted to speak about was that a few days back I came across a news in which it was reported that some Oxford University students, probably coming from American nationality and some other nationalities, they held a voting process about whether to retain the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in their college or to remove it. And they conducted the voting process and after which they decided through voting that her portrait should be removed. It came as a shock to me because when I go through the services of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II for the Indo-Pak region, from the region from which I come, these are numerous services. These are there is a lot of work that she did for the welfare of the people of this region, and she is a female leader. She is a wise female leader, and we all know that she is not only a wise female leader, she is compassionate, she is far-sighted, and she went through all thick and thins of her life, but she always thought about the welfare of the people, and she acted like a mother to them. She herself was a mother, and she raised her children, and at the same time she was a queen of our region, and she acted like a mother. And the most important thing, I want to remind those Oxford University students that you may know or you may not know, but since we are the people who have experienced and our ancestors have experienced Her Majesty's rule over this region, so let me inform you about some major facts. The most important fact is that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, she gifted us the most precious gift, that is democracy. She gifted us democratic system to the people of Indo-Pak, and and what is democracy? Democracy means that masses, the people, ordinary people, common people have the right to express their view. They have a say in all the decision-making processes of the government and of the system. So she actually made the people of this region a part of all the decision-making processes of the government. So we are thankful to her for giving us the gift of democracy. The second thing is that if many people might not know, but Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II is the one under whose wise leadership most of the laws that today we see and today we take benefit from, even after independence in 1947. The other important fact that I want to remind many people, maybe many people are not familiar or they might not know, that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II is the one under whose wise leadership most of the Indo-Pak laws were drafted, and even today after independence of Pakistan and India, even today we are taking benefit from those laws and from the wisdom of those laws. So we are thankful to Her Majesty for those laws as well, and because she laid the foundation of those laws in both the countries. And the third thing is that we actually cherish her leadership. We remember her leadership with great respect, for the reason that after that she gave Pakistan and India independence, and she let the people run their own country and decide for their own matters, and because she truly believes in democracy and democratic norms. So she gave us freedom, and we are thankful to her for giving us that freedom. But unfortunately, except for a few initial leaders of Pakistan, we had this bad luck that we did not have good leaders in Pakistan. We have had corrupt leaders who embezzled the public exchequer, public money, and the roads and the bridges. That's why the roads and bridges that were built in Her Majesty's time before 1947, even today those roads and bridges are usable. People use them, and people appreciate their honesty because they did not embezzle funds of those roads and those bridges and appreciate its quality. But after independence, when the roads and bridges were built by some of our corrupt leaders, even today we experience that all around, the roads and bridges collapse in maximum 2 years' time or 3 years' time. So that is in stark contrast to Her Majesty's to the roads and bridges built under Her Majesty's rule. So that's why we thank Her Majesty for ensuring honesty, for her sincerity, and that trickled down to the people who were her representatives in this region, and who ensured quality in the work that they did, and they did not embezzle any funds. And that's why I always urge upon Pakistani government that why should we use vaccines from other countries? Why shouldn't we use AstraZeneca vaccine, that is Oxford's vaccine, and that is Britain's vaccine? Because Britain is under a leadership that is under the leadership of the Queen, Her Majesty. She is still like a mother to us, and research reports have also proved that AstraZeneca vaccine is the most effective vaccine with no side effects. So to us, the vaccine of Britain is the most reliable vaccine as compared to vaccines of other countries. So that's why today, while the Oxford University students coming from different nationalities, they exercise their democratic right to vote. So I too, and the members of my political party also decided to exercise their democratic right and to decide and to express our views if Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II if she was beneficial for this region, and if she served this region. So we conducted a voting process today, and it was a sample voting. 728 total 728 members of my political party, they took part in the voting process, out of which I was pleasantly surprised, because out of the 728 votes, 723 votes are in her favor, that Her Majesty served our region, and we still cherish her leadership, and we still remember her wise leadership and compassionate leadership. And barely 5 votes are in negative, in opposition. So it's a pleasant surprise for me, and I also want to convey this to those students as well, because those might come from it was reported that they come from American nationality and other nationalities. But let me tell you to those students that we come from the Indo-Pak region, and we actually are the people who know about her rule. And that's even today, when we see the corrupt practices all around in Pakistan, we remember the quality assurance and the transparency which existed in her rule, and that's why we have decided that and that's why her portraits are here, and we have great respect for her, let me tell you. And we are also going to have these portraits in our party office as well, inshallah, God willing. So once again we want to tell Queen Elizabeth II that we have great respect for you, we revere your leadership, and we stand in respect for you.